السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بخلاف ما إذا كان التهيؤ على المنافع فاستغل أحدهما في نوبته زيادة، لأن التعديل فيما وقع عليه التهيؤ حاصل وهو المنافع، فلا تضره زيادة الاستغلال من بعده.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. رب اشرح لنا صدورنا ويسر لنا أمورنا واحلل عقدة من لساني ألسنتنا يفقهوا قولنا، ونور قلوبنا بمعرفتك واشرح صدورنا من نور كتابك وسنة نبيك، واحفظنا عن زلل وخطأ في بيان مرادك. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So we continue with the chapter on Tahayu. Usually, two or more people are sharing the benefits, the manafi, that derive from an item rather than dividing the item itself into individual shares. So for example, in an apartment, they're sharing it for 1 week, 1 week, 1 month, 1 month, so on and so forth, like a timeshare type of thing. And we went on to discuss the past of slaves and animals and so forth. So now he's saying, and so the last we were discussing was with regards to one animal and one slave. That if a person has one slave or two people have one slave co-owned, or an animal co-owned, it's not permissible in such an instance for the person to earn more, or to earn income from that, because of the fact that in that instance, the income is not always guaranteed. It might be possible that the animal on that day of the one partner is unable to work due to illness or whatever, weakness and so forth. Same thing with the slave. And the whole purpose of Tahayu and Kisma, which Tahayu is a subcategory, is i'tidal, to create some justice between the partners. So because this will lead to an injustice, so therefore it's not permissible. And then he mentioned that if one of them was to earn a greater profit during his turn, in the case, then in that case they have to share in the extra income. Because for the same reason, so that justice or equality can be established. لكن بخلاف ما إذا كان التهايو على منافي فاستغل أحدهما في منوبته زيادة، لأن التعديل فيما وقع عليه التهايو حاصل وهو المنافع، فلا تضره زيادة الاستغلال. This is contrary to where Tahayu was done upon the manafi, the benefit that is derived, or the utility that is derived from a thing. So in that instance, if a person, one of the partners, was to earn a greater profit than the other in his turn, there is no need for him to share the extra. Why? Because in this case, justice has been served. Justice has been served. In that which the Tahayu has taken place. Meaning that وهو manafi, and that is the manafi, the benefits. Meaning that tahayu took place on the benefit of the thing. So the thing for which tahayu, or the objective for which tahayu was done, which is the benefit which comes from it, that has been attained by each partner. The fact that one is now earning greater profit from his turn, that's got nothing to do, that's something extra. So therefore the other partner is not entitled to that extra. Okay?
هذا an example. I'm still a bit confused with that.
For example, a house, you understand? The guy saying, I'll take it one week, you take it 1 week, right? So there the tahayu was on the benefit of residents in the apartment, whatever the case is. Now, in the periods where they so in the period when he is using it, he decides to sublet it to someone or to rent it out, and the other party is doing the same thing. So in that case, if the person earns extra, and then during his turn, he will not have to share that extra with the partner. Is that correct?
Sure.
Mm, okay.
Mark, breaking up, I can't hear you.
أجي. So فلا تجوز زيادة الاستغلال. So therefore in that case, the extra profit will not harm him. And the extra profit will not harm him. Okay. فلا يتجوز زيادة الاستغلال من بعد right. والتهايؤ على الاستغلال في الدارين جائز أيضا في ظاهر الرواية. And to have تهايؤ upon the profits earned in two houses is also permissible. Okay. And so now that previous masala, don't get confused between تهايؤ في الاستغلال and تهايؤ في المنافع. Because we did a masala prior to that if they have تهايؤ in the استغلال of one house, understand? In the profits of one house, then if there happens to be an increase in one of them's profit during his turn, he has to share it. Okay. But the other tahayyul was done on what? On the profit itself. It will come from it. And I gave the example to you last week. It happened in my turn. It was a long weekend or what you call holiday, school holiday, whatever the case is. Remember?
Yeah.
So that is, but in that case, the tahayyul was not upon the house, residing in the house. The tahayyul was on the istighlal, the profit that could come out of the house if they rent it out. You follow?
James, clear now.
In this case, the tahayyul was not on the profit coming. It was I'm going to resign 1 week, you resign 1 week. And they both decided on their own, like, I'll rent it out because I'm not always going to be staying there. I got my own house. It's like a holiday residence. It's going to lie empty. So I might as well benefit from it in that way. So in that case, there will be no share in the extra profits earned. Okay? Right. Now he's saying والتهايؤ على الاستغلال في الدارين جائز أيضا في الظاهر الرواية. To have tahayu upon the profits, not the manafi, of two houses or two flats or two rooms is permissible as well, according to Zahiri Riwayah. لما بيّن, for the same reason that we mentioned before. Understand? That the house, there's very, very little that's going to change from turn to turn, according to Zahiri Riwayah. There's very little that will change from turn to turn. So it's not like an animal or a human being that is subject to fluctuating circumstances, illness and health, and so on and so forth. House, very now and then you might have to do some upgrade or repair, whatever the case is. So just like house permissible in one house, to be permissible in two as well. لما بينا ولو فاضل غلة أحدهما لا يشتركان. And here also, here as well, if there is extra in one of them's a term, in this case they won't share. In the case of 2 hours, بخلاف الدار الواحدة, contrary to a single house, which I just mentioned now. So in the case of 2 hours, if they made tahayu upon the profit, upon the income, and one of them was to get a surplus, he doesn't have to share the surplus with his partner. Unlike in the case where the tahayu was on the income of one house only. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Now, what's the difference? Why is there a difference between 1 house and 2 hours? So الفرق أن في الدارين معنى التمييز. that the difference is in two houses we find the meaning of tamyiz, separation. It is as if I own that one house, and as if you have been given exclusive ownership to the other house. Otherwise, it is as if we had made kisma between the two homes. In other words, that's what it's saying. As if you own exclusively the one house, and I own exclusively the other house. Okay, so because there is this complete separation, we both benefiting from the house at the same time. Unlike with one house, we can't benefit at the same time. We have to do turn by turn. So they, what you call, any extra earned due to circumstance or time of the year and so forth, it's only fair that you share it. So it just happened to fall into your lot. But in the case of two homes, we can both benefit at the same time during the same period. So just like how I can earn an extra profit at that time, holiday or long weekend, you can do the same. You follow? So therefore, in this case, there's no reason to share any extra profits. Follow the difference between the two?
جمال.
All right. So he's saying والفرق أن في الدارين معنى التمييز والإفراز. التمييز والإفراز راجح لاتحاد الزمان الاستيفاء. And the question is, why are you saying there's tamyiz here? Ifraz means the same thing. In this case here, we don't say this mubadala, but the meaning of ifraz is rajih, is supersedes the meaning of mubadala, or is more more pronounced in this case. While ittihad is zaman istifa, because the time that they are taking benefit from the house is the same. As I just said now, we are both benefiting from the house at the same time. So we are both have the opportunity to earn extra profits at the same time. That's why we say tamyiz is more pronounced here than mubadala. Okay? وفي والدار الواحدة يتعاقب الوصول فاعتبر قرضا. Whereas in the case of one house, they are taking turns to earn. يتعاقب الوصول. They are taking turns to become the recipient of the benefit of the profits. فاعتبر قرضا. So it is almost as if this is a type of a loan. And I'm loaning the house to you, or my share of the house to you, in the time that you're using it exclusively. And you loaning the house to me, or your share of the house when it's my turn to use it. Understand? So it's almost as if we're loaning each other our respective shares at the time that each one of us is using it exclusively. وَجُعِلَ كُلُّ وَاحِدَةٍ فِي نَوْبِهِ كَالْوَكِيلِ. And each one of the partners in his turn is like a wakil of the other. And a wakil, obviously, whatever profits he earns goes to the muwakil. Understand? Kal-wakil and sahibi is like a wakil on behalf of his partner. So when he's taking in the income, it's as if he's acting as a wakil for his partner to take that share of it on behalf of his partner. فَلِهَذَا يَرُدُّ عَلَيْهِ حِصَّتُهُ. It is for this reason that he can ask for his share to be given to him in al-fadl of the extra. Okay? وكذا يجوز في العبدين عندهما اعتبارا بالتعايب في المنافع. And it is for this reason it is also permissible in two slaves as well, according to Sahibain, making qiyas upon tahayu in the benefits of something. ولا يجوز عنده, and not permissible according to Hanifa as we did before, لأن التفاعل في أعيان الرقيق في أعيان لأن التفاوت في أعيان الرقيق أكثر منه من حيث الزمان في العبد الواحد فأولى أن يمتنع الجواز. And remember, Imam Sahib and Sahibain disagreed on the slave and the animal because Sahibain were looking at the benefits, the manafi that is derived from the slave and animal. Whereas Imam Sahib was looking at the animal itself. Sahibain were looking at the animal and the benefit that comes from there, which is the same. And Imam Sahib was looking at the animal itself and the slave itself. Understand? That the animal in the case of the animal, he doesn't have any choice as to how the rider handles or mishandles him. And the slave also, they also, not every slave is the same. He gets sick, I mean, they get sick and so on and so forth. And so looking at it from those two different perspectives, they disagreed when it's permissible or not. So Imam Sabi is saying it's not permissible here in the ayan, in the slave itself, because in the case of time, the difference is even greater than in one slave. Right? So for all the ayam tani al jawaz, so therefore it's even more so that permissibility will not be allowed. Okay? Because in this case here, now that you are hiding the slave out or whatever, the difference between the slave, for example, becomes even greater pronounced. Because the one slave, for example, he is literate, he can read and write. So he might fetch a higher price in the market, or he might be more in demand in the market. Or the one guy is very strong, he can do a lot of tough physical work. So again, he will be more sought after. So therefore, the demand for him will be greater. So his price will go up. So the one who's got him, he's at an advantage, and the other party is at a disadvantage. You follow?
Okay.
So he's saying that the difference in two slaves is even greater than in one slave. In one slave, we only looked at the awarid, at the illnesses and so on and so forth that can overcome the slave, illness, weakness, tiredness, fatigue, all of these things. In the case of two slaves, you can go even further. Now, even look at the individual qualities of the slave and their abilities and capabilities. Understand? Because depending upon that, the market, the one will have a greater demand in the market or greater market share than the other. Okay, so even more reason for us not to allow it. Okay, you got that?
Okay.
والتهايؤ في الختمة جوز ضرورة ولا ضرورة في الغلة بإمكان قسمتهما. And we only allowed permissibility in atahayu in service of the slave. If two parties are sharing one slave, one day me, one day you, for themselves, not for anybody else, we allow that because out of necessity. Understand? ولا ضرورة في الغلة. There's no necessity in earning a profit from the slave, from profiteering from the slave. Why? لإمكان قسمتها, because it's possible to divide the money. Understand? So there's no ضرورة here. Sorry, لكونها عينا, because profit is an ain. Understand? So you can make profit from something and divide the profit between the two of you. Understood? ولأن الظاهر هو التسامح في الخدمة, and also because more outwardly there is people overlook with regards to khidmah. Understand? When it comes to khidmah, they overlook a lot of things. والاستقضاء في الاستغلال فلا يتقاسان. Whereas in the case of uh, profiteering or earning a profit, they people are looking for maximizing it. They're looking for gaining the base of istiqlal from the word qada, and to fulfill, and istiqlal to seek to fulfill. Other people seek profit, and they seek to profit. They seek profit. They don't make tasamuh. And like I say, they seek to maximize profits. Unlike khidmah. In khidmah, they will say, okay, you're feeling tired, okay, go sleep, never mind. I'll give you the day off, never mind. So, but in the case of profit, they want the profit. فَلَا يَتَقَاسَانِ. So you can't make qiyas of one on the other. وَلَا يَجُوزُ فِي الدَّابَتَيْنِ إِنْدَهُ خِلَافًا لَهُمَا. And it's not permissible in two animals also, according to Imam Hanif Rahmaneh, contrary to the two of them. وَالْوَجْهُ مَا بَيَّنَّاهُ فِي الرُّكُوبِ, and we discussed that last week with regards to the ride and so forth. ولو كان
نخل
what you got نخل on there?
نخل.
My guitar is missing. ولو كان نخلا أو شجرا أو غنم بين اثنين فتهايا على أن يأخذ كل واحد ما طائفة يستثمرها أو يرعاها ويشرب ألبانها لا يجوز. And if there is a date palm or a fruit-bearing tree or an animal, a what do you call this, livestock, being shared between that is owned between two partners, sorry, and they have to hire you on this condition that each one of them will take a turn, يستثمر, earning profits from the crops. Understand? أو يرعاها, or take turns upon grazing the animal and drinking from its milk. Okay? لا يجوز. This will not be permissible. لأن المعايات في المنافع ضرورة أنها لا تبقى. Okay? Because the higher in the benefit of something is a necessity. أنها لا يبقى. What's a necessity? That it doesn't remain. It's the benefit is not something which remains all the time. فيتعذر قسمتها. So therefore, to make qisma of it is difficult. So that was a necessity that came about. We're unable to divide manafi between two people. So therefore, we allowed tahayu. Okay? Because manafi is not something that is physical, that remains, that is, what you call, what's the word? It's a fleeting thing, a temporary thing. And because it's non-physical, you can't see benefits of something which is non-physical. Like, for example, residence. You can't show me physically this is what residence is. Understand? This is what staying is. This is what living in a house is. Understand? It's a benefit that you derive. You follow? Khidmat is a benefit that you derive from the slave. So out of that necessity, it is not impossible now to divide the actual thing, the ayn. We allow tahayu in the benefit. هذه ayan, whereas these things here, the tree and so forth, these are ayan. These are physical objects. Then baqiyatun, and they benefit, their usage remains behind. Because as long as the physical thing is there, you continue to take the benefit from it. Then يرد عليها القسمة إن حصولها. So therefore we will refer back to, we will revert back to qisma in this instance. In this case here, there's no need for tahayu. And if you want to divide like that, then you must make qisma, not tahayu. Okay? Now it's giving us a hila strategy. Now I'm just going a little bit over time because I want to finish this, okay? والحيلة أن يبيع حصته من الآخر ثم يشتري كلها بعد مضي نوبته أو ينتفع بالعين باللبن بمقدار معلوم استقراضا لنصيب صاحبه إذ قرض مشاع جائز والله تعالى أعلم بالصواب. It's giving two strategies. Number one is that you sell your share to your partner, right? So you sell your share to the partner and then you purchase it back from him, the whole thing, after his turn is finished. So one week, you sell your share to him for that 1 week, right? When that 1 week is over, he must resell that share back to you for your week. So in this way, it will be permissible. You follow?
You're selling it to him for money or for his
Yeah,
section
for
of
money.
the
Like
next week?
a proper deal, a proper sale. Yeah.
Sure.
So it belongs fully to him now. Okay?
Sure.
And then he will sell the whole thing back to you after the term is finished. Okay?
Sure.
But obviously you have to trust your partner. Because if you don't want to sell it after that, it's always for you. Nothing you can do.
Sure.
Okay. Other way is what? أو ينتفع باللبن بمقدار معلوم. Or for example, in the case of the livestock, you say, okay, I want this goat or this cow gives X amount of milk every day. So for the 2 days that I got it, I'm going to use X amount of milk, right? You follow? I'm borrowing X amount of milk, istiqraban. So you benefit from a specific amount of milk as a loan in your partner's share. So if it's 6 liters, 3 liters belongs to him. So you tell him, I'm loaning the 3 liters from you. Okay?
Sure.
The 3 belongs to you, 3 belongs to him, right? And then when it's his turn, you just take that he will take it as a repayment of his loan. He will take your 3 liters as a repayment of his loan. You got that?
Sure.
Understood? Sure?
Sure.
They say why is قرض المشاع جائز? Because to loan a shared object is permissible, and Allah Ta'ala knows best. Allah Ta'ala alam. Anything you understand?
So I would translate قرض.
Debt or loan.
شيء
It's the same from istiqrar, and they take it as a loan. So
شيء
to loan a shared object, me and you co-own something. I can loan out my share.
شيء
Okay,
understood.
so that's permissible. So if you can loan it out to a third party, to your partner, is even more so permissible.
شيء
Okay. Do you anything you didn't understand? Any questions?
لا الحمد لله understood.
Okay, alhamdulillah, that completes that section as well. That kitab. Alhamdulillah ta'ala wa awni wa mani. تقبل الله منا ومنكم. Allah forgive us for any mistake that were committed, for any anything we might have done wrong or said wrong, inshallah. Allah accept it from us, grant us the ilm, the nur of the ilm, and may Allah make us from amongst those who are راسخين في العلم العاملين بما تعلم بما تعلموا ويعلموا آمين آمين رب العالمين. سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام.